Then.
I've ordered.
Yes. So, Mr. Scott.
Why are you making me do this now? I've only just got here.
I don't care.
Seriously, I was supposed to do this at home.
Well, you sheer little network.
Screw you, that's not even funny.
Well, it's your fault. So anyway, what are you reviewing for us today, Mr. Scott?
Unfortunately, I'm reviewing Splinter Cell Conviction. I've been asked to do it for you, so you can show off your video editing skills.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you can put this over the background of you playing that on PC.
Why did you not like what I did to you?
Yeah, I did like it, but still. Why? I've only just got it here and making me do it already.
Well, that's just the way life is.
Screw you.
Well, you
Right.
chose to be on YouTube.
Screw you. Right, I'm doing it now.
Right.
Hi guys, this is Scott from 3 Guys on 1 Computer, and today I'm doing a review for Splinter Cell Conviction. As Knobhead behind the camera has asked me to do it so he can show off his video editing skills, so to call it. Anyway, I'll get on to gameplay. For Splinter Cell Conviction, if you've played the other Splinter Cell games, you know that the Splinter Cell games are all about stealth and trying to do things in a quiet sort of way, as any other Splinter Cell game is. But Conviction is different. You play as you still play as Sam Fisher, obviously, as but this time he's sort of rogue. He's on the run from Third Echelon, or because he's trying to seek revenge on people that killed his daughter because she was hit in a car crash, which you can find out in Splinter Cell Essentials for the PSP, which was released a few years ago. But if you play Splinter Cell Conviction, you'll find out anyway that she was hit by a car and killed, obviously. But that's the story behind it, really. Let's get on to gameplay now. I've already said that anyway. I mean, story, but gameplay. Stealth, obviously, as I've mentioned, but there's a new there's a new system, as to call it. It's called the mark and execute system, which is basically where you can mark up to 4 enemies, a maximum of 4 enemies, and basically take them out. It's sort of strategic sort of thing, if you want to call it that. But basically, the only way that you can get mark and execute is if you CQC another enemy, as such call it. If you don't know what CQC is, that's it's close quarter combat. If you played Metal Gear Solid 3, you'll know that because it was first introduced in Metal Gear Solid 3. But yeah, the only way you can get mark and execute is if you basically knock someone out or kill them with hand-to-hand combat. Really, that's all it is. You get it, and then you can use it from there. Really, you can have a maximum of 4, and you can take them all out. You can mark 4 of them, burst into a room, take them all out that way. Or there's another way you can do it, and this is where the thermal goggles come into handy. If you've played the other Splinter Cell games, then you'll know that Sam had his one pair of goggles that had night vision, heat vision, and sort of an EMP. I'd like to say EMP, but I'm not really sure because I can't remember what it is. But you have them in one pair of goggles. But in this one, in Conviction, you have 1 pair of goggles for 1 use, and the only use really, because you only have 1 pair of goggles out of the whole game, and that's the thermal goggles. The thermal goggles are basically a better version of the EMP sort of thing from the previous Splinter Cells. They allow you to look through walls, and like I said a minute ago, this is where it becomes strategic. You can see enemies through the walls, and if you've got a mark and execute, you can mark your enemies to see where they are, to show them where they are, and you can go on from there. You can either go into there and take them all out if you can see them, or you can try and find a way to avoid them. That's up to you, because like in previous Splinter Cell games, you can either do it stealthily, or you can run in all guns blazing. That's up to you, wherever you want to play it. If you have the option to do it, so choose what you want to. It's as simple as that. That's near enough it for gameplay. Thermal goggles, the story, the stealth, the option, the mark and execute. That's basically it. On to co-op now. Co-op, right? Co-op was first introduced in the Chaos Theory which was number 3 in the Splinter Cell series. I think it was originally released in 2004 or 5, maybe 2006. I'm not really sure. That was the co-op was first introduced in that, and it was amazing, really. Obviously, it's co-op, it's 2 people, and I have to say, James, that's behind the camera now, we did that together. And a little shout out to Damien Saxon as well, because he's in love with the Splinter Cell games as well. We did Chaos Theory with him as well, and we've done the co-op on this with him as well. So just a little shout out to you, Damien, for the co-op. Now, the co-op in Conviction is different to Chaos Theory. The co-op to Conviction is sort of a prologue or a prelogue or whatever you want to call it to the Conviction story itself. It's basically what happens before, or yeah, basically what happens before this Conviction story. That's basically all it is. That, and same aspects to like the single player story: mark and execute, thermal goggles, so on and so on. Stealthy or all guns blazing option. That's up to you. But this time, for the mark and execute, obviously you can still only have 4 mark and execute targets per person. But because there's 2 of you, you've got 8 targets really, so you can take out a large amount of room really. You can take out a full room full of 8 enemies, take them out all in one go. And all you're going to do is go and press B on someone, and you've got another one there. And that's another thing as well for the co-op interrogation. I forgot to mention this in the single player, but yeah, interrogation scenes in the game are very, very brutal, especially in co-op mode. Interrogation basically is for a special character that's good to the story or helps Sam in his story. You can basically one of my favourite interrogation scenes is the one in the bathroom. If you've seen the trailer, you might know what I'm on about. If you've played the demo, you might know what I'm on about. But you can basically shove a guy into a toilet and smash it into the toilet, or you can knock it into a sink. That's basically up to you. The game is very brutal, considering the game is a 15, so I like to say. But the game is absolutely amazing, and the co-op interrogation is even worse. You can burn someone's face on the hot cooker. And because there's 2 of you, you can swap interrogations, you can have fun with him, you can smash it into a freezer if you want to, if you're going to be nasty. But that's, like I said, that's up to you. On to the last thing now, it's Deniable Ops, which is basically a Splinter Cell version of hard mode, which is Gears of War, if you've played Gears of War. Obviously there's many other games with hard mode, but this is different for Conviction. Basically, it's a stealth version of hard mode. You've still got the mark and execute, you've still got your thermal goggles, you've still got your the stealthy option or the all guns blazing option, that's up to you. But this time, obviously I forgot to mention before, you've got equipment that you use as well. But this is more handy in Deniable Ops. You can use it in co-op and co-op and main story as well. That's up to you. But you can have like EMP grenades, which can help you take out electronics and lights and stuff like that to help you with your objective, or to take out guards. That's up to you. I think that's basically about it for Splinter Cell. I would highly recommend you go and pick it up if you can, because you can get it for quite cheap now, and you know what I mean. But I might as well mention our next video, which is going to be a first impression, I'd like to say, for the game, Shadow of the Damned. I've been playing this for about 2-3 hours now, but I'll talk about that more in the video. This has been a review for Splinter Cell Conviction on the PC and the Xbox 360. I did that wrong.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Xbox and PC. Hope you enjoyed it. Please go and pick it up if you can. Scott from 3 Guys on One Computer.
Rate, comment and subscribe.
Please rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you, James. Please comment, rate and subscribe. This is Scott from 3 Guys on One Computer. Signing off.
They're not the ones you should be worried about right now.
You don't get it, Fisher! They're bigger than you. They're bigger than me. Don't you see? They told me you were coming. Drop it, Fisher! Drop it now! You won't be hurt!
Sam, you need to go with them.
The hell I do.
Please. You have to trust me on this one.
If you're talking to the Ice Queen, Fisher, I'd advise you to listen. She knows all sorts of things you'd be interested in. What took you so fucking long? That's it, Fisher! Nice and easy!
Man, this is Ghost Hawk 1. We've secured Panther and are ready to return to base.
All right, Grip. You get this one. But if it's a setup...
Son of a